Do you struggle with the 180 turn in the auto rotation? Do you do a full 180-degree sweeping turn? Or have you ever tried 290-degree turns? If today you're struggling, never give up. Never give up. That's good advice in life or trying to learn the 180-degree auto rotation. This is day 77, Coffee with Kenny, and I'm still digging it. So in the past 70 some days, I've talked about the 90-degree turns in the auto rotations and doing 290s. So I thought today I wanted to give you a little bit of classroom that I did where I go more in detail on the 290-degree turns. This is something that you can try. May or may not work for you. You may be doing a full sweeping 180 turn and maybe that works out great for you, and if it does, that's great. The 290 degrees was introduced to me many years ago as a new instructor, and I've talked about how I got scared during an auto rotation, almost quit instructing. Luckily, I had an awesome examiner who said, hey, you've had your scare, move on, don't do it again. Hired another instructor to come in and work with me that had a lot of experience, and he taught me some really good stuff, and that's what I want to relay to you is what he taught me. And I want to know if this is something you've tried or you're willing to give it a try, and I want to know what your thoughts are, so I'm going to roll that now. I'm going to show you something because I want to show you these 290-degree turns and just see if this might help you. And when he showed it to me, I loved it, and I still do a nice swooping 180 turn sometimes, but there are times, depending on day, weight, altitude, whatever the case is, sometimes a 90-degree turn just works out better. And so what he showed me was, he goes, Kenny, let's first start out doing 90s. So we did the straight ins, practiced those first, and then we started doing 90s where we'd just come from, at that airport, we'd come from the north, enter an auto rotation, make a 90-degree turn, go to our spot. So we perfected that, and he goes, okay, let's go do 290s, and let's see how you like that. So we came around, and again, on a 180, you need to take the time to go out and get set up. People make the mistake of, let's hurry up and get another one in before we go in. If you crank around and you don't have time to get set up and you enter it sloppy, it's going to come out sloppy. So he taught me, make sure you take enough time. Take all the time you need. Our examiner, or the examiner I've been using for 20 years, says if the key to an auto is a good setup. And he said, on check rides, I don't care if you take 10 minutes to get set up for an auto. Tell your students, take as much time as you need to get set up for these autos. So he showed me that, introduced me to that 290-degree turns, and I just liked it. So I'm stressing this today because a lot of times I get questions from people working on their CFI or working on their commercial and private too, but mainly CFIs that will say, Kenny, I'm really struggling with the 180s or teaching the 180s. So I'm showing you this as an alternate method. Instead of trying to get a student to make a full 180 turn, start out with some 90s, introduce them to straight ins, introduce them to some 90s, and then try 290-degree turns, because here's what I found is cool. You always want to enter about a beam your spot, but depending on the day, if you get started into that auto fairly quickly and make a nice turn, you get turned in, sometimes you can wait. So on a certain day, you make a 90-degree turn, level out, and you can go, okay, I'm going to wait until about now, and turn it and judge to get in your spot. To me, it's harder to make that swooping 180 turn and hit my spot. If I turn it into 290s, I can turn to a 90, level out, and go, oh, okay, second 90 right now, roll right into it if I need it. Or if I want to delay a little bit to make it work out right, and then make my second 90-degree turn. So I just wanted to hone that in for those of you that struggle with 180s. This is a method you can try. I like doing 90-degree turns. Somebody will come here, been flying somewhere else for years, and I said, let's do some 90-degree autos. And they'll go, what? Who does 90s? I do. Why not? You know, we do 360s. We do 270s.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to build my 90-degree auto rotation. Back when I was a brand new instructor, struggling with autos, had an instructor come in to help me a little bit, and he said, you know what? Let's go out and let's start out with quick stops today. Always do quick stops before autos, then we'll do some straight ins, then we'll do some 90s, and then we'll turn into the 180s. And I really like that because it seems like it's harder to make the full 180 turn. If you break it down into two 90-degree turns, it gives you time to make the decision. You enter, you turn, roll back out. You might delay a little bit before you turn, or you might be ready just to go ahead and make your second 90-degree turn. Just kind of an alternative instead of trying to judge the full 180. For me, it's easier to do it in two 90-degree turns. So we're going to do a 90-degree turn just for fun. Again, I'm going to try to hit the numbers 2-8. We'll see how close I get. I'm going to again enter at 70, 0 rate of descent. I'm going to do this one a little higher. I'm going to do this at 1500 MSL, about 700 AGL, just to give myself a little more of a challenge to try to see how close I can get to the numbers. So we're going to go full carb heat. That's all the way on, about 75. I got a climb going, so I'm going to lower a little collective. Start a left-hand turn to get set up for my 90 degrees. Get back to 1500 where I said I was going to be. All right, I don't like having a bunch of descent. I don't like being too slow. I don't like things being all whacked out, so I'm going to get it straightened out here. There's 1500. I need to get back to my 70. And you know what? Last minute, I'm screwing around. I'm not set up nice, so what am I going to do? I am going to go around. I'm going to make a right 360-degree turn, and I'm going to go around and get set up again because I was last minute trying to fix everything. And if I would have entered it, I can guarantee you it would have been a sloppy auto rotation. I wouldn't have been happy, and then I'd be saying, I wish I just would have went around. So when you're setting up these auto rotations, don't be too macho to go, you know what, I screwed that up. I don't feel good about it. I don't have the aircraft where I wanted it. I'm going to go around and I'm going to set it up again. Totally, totally, totally the key. Good setup, feel good about it, have everything where you want it, then enter the auto rotation. Now some people say, well, you know, if you ever have a real engine failure, it's just going to quit. You're not going to be at this and that and that. Well, you know what, that's right, but you're going to deal with that in the real world. We're in training mode. We're training people to go take check rides. So for the training environment, yes, we want a nice standard. We want to have everything set up nice because we want a nice auto rotation, because we want to perform well for the examiner so we can get our temporary certificate for whatever rating it is we're going after. So again, the key is a good setup. So I'm going to use 1500, 70, 0 rate of descent, in trim. Yes, much better. I like it this time. So if I can keep that, not screw it up. Let's check carb heat again. Yep, got full carb heat. Got 70, 1500. I got a small descent
White
going.
County traffic, Warrior 560, Pop uniform is on a left downwind for runway 18, White County traffic.
All right, got time to fix it. Little left pedal. 1500, 0 rate of descent, just need a little more speed. So here we go. 70, 1500, in trim. Very small rate of descent. Looking good. I'm going to guess right about now. 1, 2, 3, enter. Okay, looking good. Got 70, RPM's good. I'm going to start my turn. I'm going to be kind of a lazy turn here. Really want to hit those numbers. I want to impress Gary, my camera operator over here. Here he goes for his commercial. There's the numbers 2.8, so I'm going to overshoot a little bit. That's all right, I don't care. So here comes the flare. Flare, 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 flare. Level it out. Lots of forward speed. It's all right. I just slide it on and walk away. If it was a real engine failure, we'd need a more aggressive flare and get rid of that speed.
Okay, we're back. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Again, I would love to hear your comments below. I want to know if this has ever been introduced to you. I want to know what you think. I want to know if you're going to give it a try. I will add, I always recommend you doing auto rotations with an instructor. I really don't recommend doing them on your own. I am Kenny Keller, creator of Helicopter Online Ground School. I do want to mention we have a 24-hour test flight on a private pilot membership. So when you first sign up for that private pilot membership, you can go month to month. You got 24 hours to check out the training and you won't be billed anything. Decide in that 24 hours to keep the training. If not, remove your credit card from settings or go on PayPal and end your subscription. We part as friends. You're welcome back anytime. If you decide to leave your information in, you'll be billed every 30 days. So at any time you can cancel. You can just go into the settings, remove your credit card, or again, end in PayPal. It's up to you how long you keep the training. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you can leave and come back. We have a lot of people do that as they work through their ratings. It's all up to you. So a lot of great value, 7 years online. We're still having a blast. This month has been incredible. So please give us your comments down below. Thank you for joining us on day 77. We just hit 17,000 subscribers, which is great for our little channel. So keep subscribing. Click that bell when you subscribe. Comment down below. Give us a thumbs up. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.